If the Aries in your life has gone quiet, if the person who used to chase you, text you first, make plans before you even had time to think, has suddenly pulled back, stay here. Because what you are seeing right now is probably not what you think it is. And what you do next will either bring them back or push them further away than you can reach. And Aries does not lose interest the way other signs do. They do not slowly fade. They do not ghost in stages. Something shifts. And the shift is fast enough that it leaves you standing there wondering what changed between Tuesday and Thursday. This video is going to tell you exactly what to look for, what it actually means when it is happening, and most importantly, what you can genuinely do about it. Not manipulation. Not games. Real understanding of how an Aries processes a relationship when something has gone wrong inside it. Before we get into the 3 signs, you need to understand something about how an Aries loves when they are fully in. Because without that context, the signs of pulling away will not make sense. An Aries who is invested in you is unmistakable. Mars rules this sign, and Mars does not do anything halfway. When an Aries loves you, they pursue you. They initiate. They show up with an intensity and a directness that leaves zero room for ambiguity. You never wonder where you stand with an Aries who is all in. They tell you. They show you. They make you the center of a very specific kind of attention that feels like being chosen every single day. That is the baseline. And when that baseline changes, when the pursuit slows, when the attention thins, when the fire that used to be pointed directly at you starts pointing somewhere else, that is when you know something has shifted. But the shift does not always mean what you fear it means. Here is the first sign that an Aries is losing interest. They stop initiating. Everything. Texts, plans, conversations, touch. The person who used to be the first to reach out is now waiting for you to do it. And when you do reach out, they respond. They are not cold. They are not cruel. But there is something missing. The spark of initiative that used to drive every interaction has gone flat. Here is what most people assume when this happens. They assume the Aries has found someone else, or that they are bored, or that the relationship has simply run its course. But here is what is actually happening in most cases. An Aries who stops initiating has not lost interest in you. They have lost confidence that their interest is wanted. Mars drives an Aries forward, but Mars also has a fierce pride. And if an Aries has been initiating repeatedly and the response they are getting back feels lukewarm, unmatched, or taken for granted, they will stop. Not because they stopped caring, because their pride will not allow them to keep chasing someone who does not meet them with equal force. They are testing whether they realize it or not. They pulled back to see if you would step forward. And if you do not, if you let the silence stretch because you assume they will come back on their own, the Aries reads that silence as confirmation. You did not care enough to chase. And an Aries who believes they are not being chased back will eventually redirect their fire somewhere it feels wanted. Here is what you can do about it. Do not wait. Do not play it cool. Do not match their distance thinking that will bring them closer. It will not. An Aries respects pursuit, not strategy. Reach out first. Make a plan. Show up with the kind of direct, unmistakable energy that tells them you are choosing them, not just responding to them. Something like, I miss you and I want to see you. When are you free? No ambiguity. No games. An Aries who hears that and still has feelings for you will come roaring back. Because you just gave their Mars the one thing it needed to reignite. Proof that the chase goes both ways. Here is the second sign. They start picking fights about things that do not seem important enough to fight about. The dishes. The way you said something. A plan that changed. Something small that an Aries who is fully connected would shrug off is now becoming a confrontation. And you are confused because the intensity of their reaction does not match the size of the issue. Here is what is actually happening. An Aries does not have a natural talent for saying, I am hurt, or I feel disconnected, or something between us is not working, and I do not know how to name it. Those are vulnerable statements. And vulnerability, for a Mars-ruled sign, feels dangerously close to weakness. So instead of naming the real issue, an Aries converts it into conflict. They cannot say, I feel like you do not prioritize me. So they say, why did you not clean up after yourself? They cannot say, I feel like we are losing something important. So they say, you always do this. The fight is never about the thing they say it is about. The fight is about the thing underneath the thing. And the thing underneath is almost always the same. I do not feel important to you right now. And I do not know how to say that without it sounding like I need you, which I do, but admitting it feels impossible. Most people respond to the surface fight. They get defensive about the dishes. They argue about the plan that changed. And the Aries gets more frustrated because the real issue was never addressed. The fight escalates. Both people walk away feeling unheard. And the distance grows. Here is what you can do about it. The next time an Aries picks a fight that feels disproportionate to the trigger, do not engage with the surface. Go underneath it. Try something like, I do not think this is really about the dishes. What is actually going on? What do you need from me that you are not getting? That question will stop an Aries in their tracks. Not because it is clever, because it is accurate. And an Aries respects accuracy more than almost anything. They may not answer immediately. They may need a minute to translate the anger back into the vulnerability it came from. But if you hold the space and do not retreat, most of the time the real thing will come out. And once it is out, the fights about nothing will stop. Because the something finally got said. Here is the third sign, and it is the most serious one. They stop sharing their future with you. An Aries who is fully invested talks about what is next, what they want to build, where they want to go, what they are planning. And they include you in that picture naturally, instinctively, without thinking about it. You are woven into their forward motion because an Aries in love cannot imagine moving forward without the person they have chosen beside them. When that changes, when they start talking about their plans using I instead of we, when the future they describe no longer has your shape in it, that is the most significant sign that something has shifted deeply. Here is what is happening. An Aries who removes you from their future vision has not done it casually. This is not an oversight. It is a decision. And it usually means they have already been hurt or disappointed enough times that they have started to protect themselves by imagining a life without you in it. Not because they want that life, but because preparing for the loss feels safer than being surprised by it. Cardinal fire means an Aries is always oriented toward what is next. They live in the future more than any other fire sign. So when you disappear from their future, it means something inside them has already started to grieve the relationship, even though the relationship is technically still happening. This is the most urgent of the three signs because it means the internal process of letting go has already begun. But it does not mean it is finished. Here is what you can do about it. This is not a moment for small gestures. This is a moment for honesty that matches the scale of what is actually at stake. You need to name what you are seeing directly. Something like, I have noticed that when you talk about what is next, I am not in the picture anymore. And I need to know if that is because you are protecting yourself or because you have already decided. That is a terrifying question to ask. But an Aries will respect you for asking it more than they will respect you for pretending you did not notice. Because an Aries knows when they are pulling away. They are doing it consciously. And the fact that you saw it and had the courage to name it tells them something important. That you are paying attention. That you are not passive. That you are willing to fight for this. And for a Mars-ruled sign, someone who is willing to fight is someone worth staying for. Here is the bigger picture of what all three of these signs have in common. An Aries who stops initiating, starts fighting about small things, and removes you from their future is not someone who stopped loving you overnight. They are someone who has been feeling unmatched, unseen, or undervalued for longer than you realized. And because an Aries would rather leave than beg to be loved, they started the process of leaving before they ever said a word about it to you. That is the Aries pattern. They do not ask for more. They just start giving less. And by the time you notice, they have already been hurting for a while. The good news is that an Aries is one of the most responsive signs to direct, honest, unambiguous effort. If the fire is still there, even a little, your willingness to show up and fight for the relationship can reignite it faster than you would expect. but you have to act. An Aries will not wait forever, and they will not tell you they are waiting. You have to see it yourself. And now you know what to look for. Please remember that this video is for entertainment and personal reflection purposes only. It is not a substitute for professional relationship advice. Every relationship is unique, and if you are experiencing serious difficulties, please consider speaking with a qualified professional who can offer personalized guidance. If this resonated with you, drop in the comments which of the 3 signs you recognized the moment you heard it. Save this video so you can come back to it when you need clarity. Thank you for being with Stars Aligned. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and have a blessed day. You got this.